if nobody's lit up, it's Yelena, it's Kim talking.
There you go. See, for example, right now, this is Kim. This is Kim talking.
Yes, this is Kim talking. All right, if we're all physically, if not emotionally prepared.
Sure.
Exploding computers and illness notwithstanding, let's start playing some Dungeons and the Dragons. First off, housekeeping. Oh, I owe you 2 moonshine cherries deferred from last session because I was going to a Christmas thing and was operating heavy machinery. So let's open up the moonshine cherries.
Do you want to spread them out so you don't like suddenly fall asleep?
Oh, no. I'm well rested, so we might as well just start the new year as we intend to go on.
Okay.
With moonshine cherries. Yeah, there's 2. Okay. Wow. It's like every time it's like I'm having them for the first time. It's like my body tries to black it out. Okay, so here's me hoping you roll poorly. Like, no more 20s now. Whoa. Now, I gave, another point of view, I gave Kai a inspiration.
Ooh.
Because I'm pretty sure Kai rolled a nat 1 last week, or last session, last month. And I didn't mark it. Like, that's playing in my memory. And maybe it's true, maybe it's false. But I'm not going to go back and watch the whole episode to try to figure out if it's true.
No. Well, you know, it's likely, innit?
I feel like you rolled a natural 1 and you did not get rewarded for it. It's like, maybe that was another universe.
Perhaps. But I'll take the inspiration, thank you, yep.
Oh, I also just remembered Beyonce is doing a concert in Dubai right now, and good luck to her.
Okay.
Have I missed something?
Maybe. I think I have as well then.
I don't know. I feel like when Beyonce is doing a concert, it's better for all of us in the world. The world is just better. And I've been thinking about that. Okay. The other thing was, like, the parties arrived in Secomber. Yeah. We have a new background map, which I think we've already commented about. Like, there are consequences to your actions. And I was just going to correct something. I don't think anyone cares, but I think I was referring to the river you're traveling alongside at some points in the previous session as the Dillenbeer River. It was not the Dillenbeer River. It's actually the Unicorn Run, which is a river that travels from, like, where Secomber is up north into the high forest. So it kind of runs in a north-south direction. Or the rapids or whatever, it flows south, but it's on the map from the north to the south direction. And then the Dillenbeer River is actually south of Secomber. They meet at Secomber. And Dillenbeer kind of goes east to west, and it flows toward the east. No, wait, directions are wrong. Flows toward the west, like toward where Waterdeep is. I don't think that's where it outlets, but hey. Geography. Yeah, and like well, I don't think you care. Okay, I'm gonna skip that. But anyway, geography, it's on the map now, which is why I reminded myself about all the stuff I'm getting wrong. But hey. So last session, I copied this summary a little bit from your notes, Grim. So if there are parts that are exceptionally clear and fantastic, it's your fault.
Probably not.
So the party arrived at the Where the Maiden Dances, a very nice inn a couple of miles outside the village of Owlbear. Savvy travelers stay there and skip Owlbear entirely. Alas, you were only there long enough for a bath and breakfast. Because you didn't skip Owlbear. While soaking, Kai vaguely recollected something about a drow religious sect breaking off from Lolth worship a long, long time ago. It had something to do with elementals. But hey! It's Doran Aloth, the holidays of coming darkness. Lolthmas, if you will. So, what drow would fool around with an elemental cult during the Queen of Spiders special season? Surely nobody Kai knows. Yeah. Terel realized that Lady Belliphauna had not yet paid everyone their first 10 days' wages up front as she promised. Awkward, but when asked, she immediately made good. So everybody has at least 100 gold burning in your pockets as you enter town. There was a small situation at the inn where the chef turned out to be from Terel's hometown of Oakshield. Lord Jomont was all over this, trying to lure the guy into cooking for the caravan and setting up a restaurant in Parnast, thus saving everyone from beans and oatmeal while on the road.
My bad, sorry guys.
Only problem, the chef, named Raleigh Willow, recognized Terel. Knows Terel killed Lord Jomont's dad. Also awkward. So Terel glared this chef into hiding out in the kitchen until the caravan left. And Jomont, remained out of the loop, and pretty much he's eating mush for breakfast until further notice. At this point, we skip the road montage in favor of arriving at the gates of Secomber. That was just basically me as the DM being distracted. But in doing so, I kind of detoured around whatever, if anything, you said to Lord Jomont, Shieldbriar, or Lady Belliphauna Thann further about what happened in Ullavan.
Yeah, I don't remember if we told him.
Yeah, so sum up for me now. Was there any... Did you volunteer anything about the Jackalwares and the geese situation? I mean, it's up to you.
To Belliphauna and Lord Jomont, I would have thought we would, wouldn't you?
It's very possible that both of them being them, if you just said, yeah, we sorted the stuff in Ullavan, they would have asked nothing else about it. Lord Jomont being kind of trusting, especially of Terel's opinion at this point, and Lady Belliphauna being a little self-absorbed with her own business.
Yeah, probably her. But I would kind of imagine that Lord Jomont might want to know why I'd recommended that guard to him. So unless you guys can think of a reason why we wouldn't tell them, I don't see why we wouldn't tell them what happened.
I mean, we could leave it like you were just hey, we met this guy in Ullavan, and he took your word for it. He did kind of start him out as the beginner salary, which was I think you guys found out was identical to what Belliphauna paying you. what Jomont considers a entry level salary.
I remember that.
So your recommendation played a big part in him hiring the guy on. But he doesn't necessarily know details. Because I think he only asked questions about the guy's background and training.
Well, considering I don't like the guy anyway, I might not necessarily have volunteered any information, so unless he came out and asked.
Less said, the better.
I mean, I did get turned into a goose. I'm not sure if that's something I actually want to tell anyone thinking about it now.
Forgot about that.
Elena's being really quiet.
I'm still here.
All right, I was just checking. I thought your computer might have died.
It's probably not a bad idea to occasionally.
Every 5 minutes, we need a proof of life that your computer hasn't exploded.
Still here. Computer hasn't exploded.
All right. I mean, what should we do then? Should we just say we ran into some trouble and we sorted it out, or we just don't fail? Do we care?
I'm getting vibes that you don't want to go into so much detail when you talk about getting shapeshifted.
Right. Yeah, I don't want anyone to know I got turned into a bloody goose.
No need to talk about that.
Okay. And honestly, I guess you didn't really find out that much about any cult-related activity beyond why they hung the guy at the on the mill. But you still have an eye out for more cultist stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's the impression I had after last session. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but...
I mean, always an eye out for the cultist stuff, yeah.
That you're don't completely rest on that thing, keep your eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, we didn't. There really was nothing cult-related there.
Other than they found a cultist and they killed him.
Right.
Just weird cannibal jackal weird things trying to eat us. Yeah, which was enough, really.
You basically discovered frontier justice.
Yeah.
So you briefly queued before entering the gate to Secomber. You spotted a purple cat sleeping on a gargoyle perched on the ramparts while waiting. Yelena pointed out to Terel that a lot of the guards looked out of shape and slovenly, and one was sat reading a book. Terel mentioned this to Jomont and expressed her disapproval. Jomont was sympathetic to this opinion. Yelena also noticed that some of the gargoyles are alive, not just ornamental. You reached the town gates proper, and there was a woman on a levitating stool with a hovering lectern. Also a doll on a tiny hovering stool next to her. It had a quill, and I wrote down everything that was said as the woman interviewed you before entering the city. It was customs, basically. This was 5th Rod Melee Parchun. The Rods are apparently the civic leaders of Secomber. During this interview, Melee would have asked your characters' names, and it would have been recorded by her little assistant, but I forgot to do that. So, tell me now, what name did you give at the gates of Secomber? Everybody else in the caravan used their currently known identity. That shouldn't sound suspicious. I mean, basically, they use their names. I mean, it's like Lady Belliphauna didn't come up there and say, "Hey, I'm Gertrude." She didn't do anything like that. So, but what did you guys say your name was? Because it did go on record.
I think we gave our names, or I gave my name.
I'm not sure I would, because, well, would... Yeah, now there's a question. I'm assuming Jomont's got my name, but would my name be associated with his dad's death, or...
I don't think he necessarily knows your name beyond Terel.
Right, so I would probably not give my correct surname. I think I would probably avoid that based on the fact that either him or some of his guards might recognise it.
So what did you say? Just say, my name is Terel? Or did you give a fake last name? Or did you just like...
Well, if she pushes for a last name, I would
Terel,
give...
Paladin of Maliki?
Yeah, I mean, that works, doesn't it? Terel of the Golden Acre.
Or like for the Emerald Enclave, anything like that?
What's the standing of the Emerald Enclave? Is it dodgy? It's not dodgy, is it?
Oh, absolutely not dodgy. Yeah, the only people that the Emerald Enclave would probably be dodgy with would be like criminal organization, like Xanathar's Guild, because they're like aberration focused. You know, baddies. Things that are like contrary to nature. So your fiend organizations, your aberrant organizations.
Okay.
Criminal organizations led by mad wizards, that kind of thing.
Right.
But your general town, they're going to be like, yeah, Emerald Enclave, what's up?
Then yeah, I'd go with something like that then, Terel of the Emerald Enclave, and see if I can get away with that.
Yeah, Melee Parchun does not bat an eye at that. Yelena, what did you say?
Similar, also of the Emerald Enclave.
This is all a trick to see if you commit to a last name.
I know. I still have not committed to anything yet. I don't know.
What you do is you find a page that gives like random name generator and just click until you find one.
And Kai, how did you introduce yourself?
Just Kai, I think.
Lord Kai, Prince of Darkness, Dweller of the Underworld.
Yeah, it could. Well, yeah, I could if I'd thought about it, but no. Do I have to give it? Would I have had to give a last name?
You wouldn't have to necessarily. She might have like asked you like of where, like as some kind of further, just in case there's like multiple people named Kai. A little bit of further specific.
Well, do I want to be specific if my mother is up to stuff? Because I got that warning, didn't I, from the little spider demon dude. So
do an insight check. Yeah, you don't really know what would be a good idea to say.
Can't.
It's hard, isn't it?
What about Kai of the Underdark, and I'll just deal with anything, the fallout that might come from that, if any.
A little bit of a raised eyebrow at that, but it's not a deal breaker. And as you said before, you don't necessarily present as drow. You don't have that look.
No.
So it's just kind of like, oh, really? The Underdark. Okay.
But I could be trying to throw somebody off with saying that Kai from the Underdark, in fact, Kai of the Underdark or whatever.
I don't know, would anyone voluntarily say that they were from the Underdark as off, well, maybe, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, there are definitely people who roam out and about from the Underdark. So it's not crazy. It's not crazy weird. Slightly notable, but not like he walked up there and said, "Hi, I'm from outer space." Okay, in conversation, the fifth rod told Yelena that the store, the Elkhorn Emporium, where you're supposed to pick up a statue of Angarad for the Emerald Enclave, is closed.
Yeah, and didn't she say that he'd left to somewhere? The
somebody
owner
died. Somebody died.
Yeah,
and
she
the owner
said
died.
that he went on holiday. The guy who owns this place where your statue is supposedly paid for in full, that you were sent to pick up on the way. He went on vacation. He's not due back for a 10-day. You also heard further murmurings that the big wizard about town has died, which it kind of is a callback to the note you found on the Black Earth priest that you fought off during that camp ambush. That made references to the wizard has died. Let's do some shit. I think that was the gist of it. You checked in at an inn called the Singing Sprite for the next 2 nights, and you talked your owlbear Sprinkles out of harassing a mild-mannered orc on staff. Because she kind of wanted to eat him on principle. And you decided to spend the evening finding out what's happening in town before you figure out the statue situation the next day. So you are in the Singing Sprite Tavern. It is early evening. The crowd is not heavy yet. There are people starting to trickle in, people starting to check in at the inn. This seems to be like, it's the inn that people are getting referred to by default as new visitors to Secomber. And so you don't know if that means something like, if that means like it's high quality, or does that mean that like this is the overflow and everybody who's in the know goes somewhere else. But it seems fairly comfortable. Your rooms are simple but clean. The prices are a little bit more dear for, I think you bought a round before we finished out last time. The prices are a little bit more dear than they are in Rushfair, and actually a little bit pricier than at the inn, what you saw from the breakfast menu at Where the Maiden Dances.
Okay.
But there are a few people who have settled in that seem to be villagers. There are a couple people on staff, including the orc that Sprinkles is not eating. He's like writing in a notebook. They do seem to be serving some food here. It looks to be pretty simple. Most of it is brown and beige, like sad beige food.
Sad beige food.
Yeah, it's not like you saw from like the breakfast and what was going on at the Where the Maiden Dances. It was a very exciting presentation. Things were colorful. They were going for a mixture of food groups. It was all like they were serving meals there. Here they're serving, substance.
God.
It's not oatmeal and beans, is it?
There is oatmeal on the menu, but no beans.
Phew.
There's also a drinks menu. I don't know if I put that actually in the game though, so It is slightly different. Oh, they don't have oatmeal, they have porridge. So that's the food menu. And the drinks menu. You know, and I there's another thing from like last session. I talked a lot about like the menus, I think, at like the drinks menu and the food menu. I think I didn't share the drinks menu with you from where the main dance is. But you have that now.
I thought you did actually.
Did I? I knew I did the meals because you ordered dinner.
We ordered breakfast, right?
Yeah, you ordered breakfast. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Yeah, because there was something about the drinks and stuff and about
Did you all end up having a cup of tea or something?
milk, I think I had. Sure there was some kind of offer about, you know, or it being really cheap or you got 1 free or something like that with the drinks.
Yeah, but Jomon had spent so much money. He dropped so much coin that they gave breakfast gratis. Minus any alcoholic beverages you had with breakfast. So there's a range of drinks on tap. Not as much wine as the previous inn had. It's just this generic house wine. And you get there, Lady Belliphauna is there as well as most of the people, I guess everyone who was not a guard, a soldier person. Everybody who's a soldier has gone off with Lord Jomont to Lord's Hill. Kind of a fortress on the second hill. There's like 3 hills in Secomber. And the second one is like this small fortress that is run by the Lord's Alliance. So Lord Jomont went off there with his guys and gals to check in there and kind of nose around about the whole slovenly militia kind of angle and do whatever he's doing. The other people have checked in here, and Lady Belliphauna tries some of this house red wine. She's not impressed. And she goes off upstairs, kind of like leaving it not even half drunk on the bar.
She's a wine snob then. Is that important?
She's kind of a wine snob. You've already kind of gotten the impression that the Thann family grows wine. That's one of the things they're known for. And that's something that she's been trying to do in Parnast. She's been working on growing grapes that are suitable for a decent vintage of wine. And she has some barrels stocked aside and high hopes in that regard for how Parnast might make enough money to become self-sustaining.
Okay.
So she has opinions about wine, and she was raised in a wine family.
Okay.
So what all are you doing in the Singing Sprite Inn now?
Well, we can't do all business-wise, so we can't. I suppose we can't go check out the place that the statue was supposed to be at, even if he wasn't on holiday, because it was evening and he said everywhere was shutting.
Not everywhere is shut, but like businesses that are not entertainment related are starting to shut down.
Stores and stuff. Yeah. So I was going to look for an armory the next day.
Shops are starting to close. Like the blacksmith had closed.
Right.
The stable was setting down for the night. But like restaurants and taverns, entertainment locations, they're going to be operational in the evening.
Well, Kai did say dinner and a show.
Yeah, Kai did say dinner and a show.
So do we want to eat here and then just go wander around and see what we can find? Or do we want to go look somewhere else to eat?
I think... I'm laughing at Auroch and potato pie. Like, aren't those endangered?
Probably.
Not in Fantasyland yet.
Not in Fantasyland yet.
Kind of this, they're extinct.
Yeah. Did anybody
Way
ever
past.
not to tangent it, but I know them from what was it, Beasts of the Southern Wild? It was this really weird movie. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody. Yeah. So they had Aurochs in that. Um. Anyway, let's eat here and then walk around, or kind of listen to gossip in the
While we're eating.
while we're eating.
Okay.
There's a lady behind the bar. She's she's kind of a little bit garrulous, hard, but she'll take your order. She's very matter of fact, no frills. Very studious about cleaning, like very intense about cleaning. So she's wiping up those water stains in a split second. And you hear people call her Sheyla. Like Sheila, but Australian.
Well, sure, Sheyla is Australian.
Sheyla.
Oh, dear.
There's also, you see, here and there, sometimes flitting above, sometimes flying up to the room, sometimes coming down, and sometimes greeting some of the people who come in as people start to aggregate in this inn in the evening. A very tiny sprite wearing like a formal suit almost, flitting around.
And no one's like staring at him or anything.
Well, he'll pause now and then by Sheyla or by the orc who's the orc does seem like he's supposedly the bouncer of this place. And he pays attention to the door sometimes, but mostly he sits at the bar and he's like working in his notebook. But the sprite will go between the orc and the lady and sometimes be talking to them. So you get the impression that he has something to do with the staff and the running of this inn.
All right.
And if you listen long enough, you hear the name of the sprite is Rumcup.
As in the drink.
As in the rum cup. Yeah, as in the
Okay.
drink. But yeah, you can put in an order. There's not a long wait before they serve up your drinks, give you your meal. And by the time you've had a chance to finish your round and dig in to your dishes, what do you eat out of what's on here? You did say that you were going to eat here and then check out some other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Terel is going to order 2 bacon platters with a fried egg on both of them and give one of them to Sprinkles.
Sprinkles is all over that. Nom nom.
And I will order a rum cup for myself and ask for some water for Sprinkles.
All right, there's a tinkle, tinkle, tinkle sound when you order the rum cup. Like there's this whole, there's a whole spectacle associated with somebody ordering the rum cup, and it draws the sprite's attention. And a little violin, like the tiniest violin, starts to play, and they're like sparkles and stuff that start to shower down from the ceiling. They don't seem to have any physical presence. It's just like this little illusory fantasy glitter kind of thing happening. But music starts to play, and Rumcup the Sprite starts to sing this song that is all wrapped around hospitality and making this drink, telling you what's going in it. And it's all things like, Fool's Dew, and you hear references to things like Pansy Vine, certain like names you've heard before that are associated with Fey flowers.
Okay.
And there's a lot of there's some moonshine, which is like a hard liquor out of Silvery Moon. And when they finish putting this drink together, it's kind of an ombre effect going from the bottom to the top, and there's these little sparkles coming out from the beverage, like as it's kind of fizzing, like a little sprinkle of light. And there is a cocktail umbrella in the top and a piece of pineapple. And they
I kind of really want one of these.
They present it to you with great flourish.
Sounds great. I will pick the glass up, sort of like salute the Sprite, and then take a sip.
It is delicious. It is ambrosia. And you can't taste the alcohol at all.
Like, oh, this is going to be dangerous.
It's fruity, it's light. It doesn't make you tired. If anything, you feel energized.
Guys, this is amazing. Do you want to try it?
Hey, sure.
I offer it to Kai and Yelena to have a try.
I try.
Share a rum cup. Yelena, the only thing that's wrong with this drink is it's not green. You're like, if it was just a little bit more green, it would be perfect. But it's fruity and delicious. And actually, it's kind of like whatever appeals to you in a mixed cocktail, it's almost like that is the flavor that this drink assumes. So as you discuss it, there might be like really different, like conflicting things about what you like about the beverage as you describe it, where it almost sounds like nobody's drinking the same drink.
Huh, interesting.
Even though you are drinking the same drink.
Okay.
But yes, there's a great amount of and the people who are there at the Singing Sprite join in with this. You can tell who's local because they've seen this whole spectacle before, and they're clapping, they're singing along with the song. Do a perception check. Anyone who wants to.
Okay. Not my strong suit. Definitely not. Yay for Yelena!
Woo!
Thankfully, only a dirty 20 for Yelena. Yelena, you pick out that you get this feeling that you are the only. There aren't a lot of adventurers in this inn. There do seem to be some locals in terms of the traffic right now, some merchants, but you feel like your group is the only set that count as people who are like sword bearers, mercenaries for hire, adventure types. And that's like you're like about that because what you've heard about Secomber is they kind of cater to heroes. They put out, that's their brand, is come here for all your adventuring needs. So you think you've kind of gotten directed into like the merchant tourist hotel.
So we should go wandering around looking for the Adventurers Hotel, maybe, or tavern.
The other thing is, towards, by the time you finish with this Rumcup enjoyment, Yelena, you do notice one fellow who kind of seems to stand out. And he stands out because he has that kind of an emo look about him. With like dark, swoopy hair. It's kind of like thin, emaciated. He's hovering over a book and just reading to himself.
Friends.
Just reading to himself. He's sipping a glass of, it looks like it might be, it's not a rum cup. It looks like it might be a mug of bean juice. And he does kind of like look up when the whole Rumcup business happens and seems a little bit, cross at the noise of it all, but focuses on reading his book. Doesn't really interact with anybody. Also, by the time you finish drinking the Rumcup, Belliphauna comes downstairs. Now, during all of this, Raggnar has been drinking at the bar. He got a dwarven ale. And he says something to you, Terel, about he brings up tattoos.
Uh-huh.
He's like, you had some interest back at Honeyfest about perhaps magical tattooing.
I am still interested. I have not forgotten.
Still interested in that sort of thing?
Yes.
All right, just want to bring it up because we're going to be traveling on the road. So if you get the supplies, could probably do it, while we're traveling toward Parnast.
Okay, I didn't
Don't have
consider
to wait.
that. Yeah, that sounds great. You tell me what I need. There was a variety of options, weren't there?
Well, a lot of it is gold is part of it. It can buy the supplies.
Oh, so if I give you the gold and you buy them?
Right. In some cases, like if you want to do a tattoo that stores a spell, I will need a transcribed scroll of that spell so that I get the pattern right for any somatic portion thereof. But usually with the right amount of coin, I can purchase what's needed, especially in a town like this.
Okay. Well, how much should I give you just to sort of like? I mean, I trust you to give me some back if there's any left. So, what should I give you as like a starting point? And then if it's not
For a stored spell,
yeah,
it's about a copy of the spell and about 50 gold per level of complexity. For things like hiding a weapon, that'll run you about 200 gold.
Okay. Now I'm wondering if I've actually got enough.
more complicated in inscriptions in tattoo form will cost you anywhere from 500 to 1,000 gold. It depends on how powerful they are.
I'm now definitely thinking I haven't got enough gold. Right. What's platinum into gold?
It's a thought. The dwarf Badger Sweeney has joined him and is also drinking a dwarven ale. They seem to be kind of like waiting for something. They've had their dinner. And Lady Belliphona's arrival seems to be what they were waiting for.
Okay.
When she comes back downstairs, unlike her usual sad beige gown, I must have been in a really sad beige mood when I made these notes. She's wearing a suit of studded leather. Yeah, it's not new. It's not new armor by any stretch, but Terel and Yelena, you can kind of tell that it's older armor, but it looks like it's been lovingly cared for. And it's also obvious from there's like a circular discoloration of the leather on the baldric of this armor that it used to have some kind of insignia attached to it. Rather than kind of flowing down her back and pulled back into like a little bit of a knot at the crown of her head, like it's usually been, she's now braided it so that it's like braids crisscrossing over her head, like a headband style, to get it out of the way, like she's ready for some business. And instead of a sword at her belt, you see that at the end of the baldric there is her usual slingshot and a whip. She does appear distraught, though, and she plops down at the bar and she orders a double whiskey.
Wow.
And she starts, like, just double fist downing it. She seems to obviously be trying to control her emotions about something. And she holds up a finger to Raggnar and Badger, and she's just like, give me a minute for whatever they have planned, as she drowns her sorrows in this whiskey.
All right. I guess one of us should ask her what's up. Go on, Kai, you're charming.
Oh.
Go on, go
Sigh.
cough on her.
Alright, I'll ask her what's wrong.
Oh wow.
What's wrong? What's wrong with you?
Legendary roleplay here.
Wow. I mean, people pay for this kind of entertainment, you know.
Oh, the Rumcup. That's the Rumcup for her. I need to stop laughing now because she's upset. Oh. I realized I made a mistake. I sold off some jewelry back in Roost Fair, and I thought I was being really clever and smart, raising money. But I just realized that I thought my father had this forget-me-not ring, and I thought it was with my mom's armor that I'm wearing now, but it's not there. And now I'm thinking that I sold the ring off with all that jewelry. And that was the last thing I had that was my dad's, because I wasn't allowed to keep any of his books and stuff when they died. So,
Oh dear.
I'm feeling really dumb. Okay, and I'm trying to. I don't want to fail, and I feel like I'm making mistakes.
Oh God, wow.
Did we saw that, right? Did we see that?
I'm trying to think.
Because I remember something about a forget-me-not ring.
Wasn't that when we searched Jamont's tent, we found some jewellery.
He has it.
But we can't tell her that, can we?
We could steal it back for her though, that'd cheer her up, wouldn't it? Maybe she wants to lay off the whiskey though. Just, I don't think diving into a bottle of whiskey is the way to solve your problems.
Kai, do you say that to her? Using all your charm?
Yeah, all of my charm, all of my charisma.
Roll the persuasion check.
God, here we go. Ready for a 1. Boom!
Oh!
Get the cherries out!
Okay, the cherries are out. Moonshine cherry for me.
See, I am charming. It doesn't matter. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, innit?
Oh, wow.
All right, so according to my notes from that session, you opened that lockbox, and it said jewelry tools, gems, gold, and a journal detailing pieces of jewelry, but it doesn't mention that there was actually any jewelry in it. So I can't actually remember if he's got it or not.
I will say you've remembered enough that, that there was some of the last pages in the journal was an unfinished diagram of this ring. I feel like that ring was the one piece of jewelry, other than supplies to make jewelry.
So bad note taking on my part.
I feel like it could be totally true that was just the last entry in this journal that you found, and that there wasn't jewelry going with it.
Right.
But I'm willing to say that it was there.
Okay, because we spotted Jamont talking to the guy from the fair who was the jeweler, I think. So we thought he'd bought her jewelry off the jewelry guy, or he'd made some sort of deal with him or something.
But if she thought the ring was with this armour, do we maybe think that somebody's rifled through her luggage and pinched it? Maybe. Should we get a description of the ring so we can keep
Terel's gonna lean in since you've like. charmed her.
Charmed her, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I said, "Are you sure that you sold it? Could you have misplaced it?
And
Could someone?"
She definitely did stop, like at Kai's most charming words, like, "Stop your drinking, yo."
Hey, woman, stop it!
The precise way. Snap out of it. That Kai expressed himself. She did pause, and she didn't take that last swallow. She set the glass down. And you ask her what the ring looked like.
Yeah.
Let's see if I actually put the picture in here. I feel like I did. I'm searching for it. I was searching for it, but then I realized that I was searching in items, not images. Oh, of course I didn't. It was in one of the summary videos, though. But she describes it as it's like a gold and enamel ring. It has it was very intricate, and it had like lapis lazuli, or whatever the fantasy medieval equivalent of lapis lazuli is.
I don't even know what the actual normal equivalent is.
It's like kind of like cobalt blue and jade kind of colors in it. With the stones that were involved in making this, and little teeny compartments opened up around this ring, and as you lifted the compartment inside, it said like, "She loves me not," and there was an engraving. So there was like this engraving like on the inside of it. My mother took his ring, and it was like a whole thing. Like when she accepted marrying him, she like stole the ring, and she like inscribed on the inside that she loved him. So it was like a whole thing, and it's gone.
Okay, so it's fairly distinctive. And is she absolutely sure she sold it? Could she have misplaced it? Could, like Kai suggested, it could have been lifted by someone in the caravan?
I don't know. I didn't think. I mean, I didn't intend to sell it, but it's not where I left it. I mean, I could have. There was a lot going on during Honeyfest at the time with what happened with Sean the Hermit and the eggs. It was kind of crazy, and I could have overlooked it and made a mistake. But I looked through all my things 3 times when I was upstairs, and I can't find it.
And you definitely took it with you. You couldn't have left it at home.
Panast, yeah.
I always carry it with me. It was with me when I got to Roosh Fair. Because I put away these leathers. This is what I wore when I traveled flying on Euphoria with Raggnar.
Well, generally one tends to wear rings on your fingers. Why wouldn't you wear it? Why wouldn't you wear it?
It's a man's ring.
So
I wear it on a chain usually.
Ah, but you didn't have it on. You haven't had it on this whole time.
No, I haven't.
Could it have fallen off? Can you remember the last time you had it around your neck on a chain?
When we arrived in Roosh Fair. Like, the way I remember it, I could have sworn I put it away with my mother's leathers.
I reckon it's been pinched.
The only thing I kept was this ring, and she holds a ring. Her hand, she is wearing a ring that has like a feather, and it's kind of like gold as well. And it's just shaped like a feather. I wear this because I've been flying on Euphoria. It's safety precautions.
Does that mean it's magic?
Ring of feather falling.
Okay, so we can steal that later.
Oh God.
Should we say we'll do some surreptitious snooping around to see if
keep an eye out for it,
in case someone has taken it, or if she did sell it to the jeweler, it might make its way back into general circulation. We can check out pawn shops.
You think? Because that guy, he's back at was it Side Lake? That's where he left the caravan.
Yeah, but these guys travel a lot, don't they? So so eventually it's probably going to come round. So
maybe I should check the jewelry store here. There are people traveling from all over the place. We're at Honeyfest. Some of them were for Secomber. Like, sure. Maybe they bought it off of him. Okay, that's what I'll do tomorrow. But for now, and she gets up from the bar, and she motions to Raggnar and Badger Sweeney. And they get their stuff together. They've got their weapons with them, and you see them kind of like settle in, like they're getting ready to do some business. We're just going to do like a quick little look-see down in the sewers. I just want to make some drawings of the architecture. And tomorrow, the two big things, I'm going to go get those blueprints, and I'm going to check out the jewelry stores that are local. Maybe they have my ring, and I'll get lucky.
Okay, do we think she's safe going off with them too? Aren't we supposed to be her guards?
Yeah, on the you're supposed to guard the caravan.
All right, cool. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
She can probably take care of herself, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she has like Raggnar, who is a veteran soldier. You're aware of that. And Badger Sweeney is a dwarf. I mean, all you know about him is that he's a masonry. And he's supposed to be like working on the sewer system and like any potential aqueducts, whatever, that they might build in Parnas to deal with local sanitation. And they just they move off, leave the inn, and head out into the night.
Okay.
And maybe Belliphauna offers like a heartfelt thanks, Kai, before she leaves. Because obviously,
very welcome.
Kai is the most charming and has intervened for her emotionally.
Yeah, well, she feels a hell of a lot better, and she's off to get on with business now. So, you know, job done.
She had a little wobble, but she's back to business, making things happen.
Oh God.
All right, you finished with with the Rumcup is dry now. You've finished with your second round of drinks. You've had dinner. What now?
Well, did we overhear anything interesting while we were eating?
So people come in. People are chatting and talking. You can do perception checks, or you can deliberately talk to some people and try to pump them for information about local stuff.
Oh, I think I'm all talked out. I just want to listen.
Oh,
No.
you got the same coloured dice as me. Get stuffed.
The dice are saying Kai is tired now. He is interacted.
Yeah.
Elena, are you like looking out for any gossip, or are you talking to anybody potentially?
Yeah, I'll do a perception check. Ooh, so close. It was almost a 17.
So you don't just hear any. Terel's the only one who hears anything just from listening around. And unfortunately, based off the timing, Terel just manages to hear somebody tell somebody else that, like, hey, you need to keep your kids away from the manhole covers and the street gutters. Because, you know, they put up something at the municipal offices about there being some kind of man-eating, flesh-eating beast roaming the sewers.
What?
So, like, don't go down there. Don't do the rat catching thing. It's probably not safe. Wait till like somebody takes care of it.
I get up and run outside to see if I can see Lady Belliphauna.
They're gone.
Oh crap! Yeah. Literally.
Oh, does that mean we need to go to the sewers then?
I'm gonna go find the guy I heard that say that and say, "Excuse me, can I just ask what you were talking about then?" I couldn't help but overhear.
The sewers.
Yeah. Yeah.
They say there's a horrible beast down there.
Who's why? Why do people say that?
Well, Tony Bobbins went missing.
Okay.
And a bunch of other people have gone missing, and they say it's because of the sewers. That there's something eating people. Sometimes people go down the sewers to do the rat catching, because there's the municipal office, they'll pay you up on First Hill. You know, like a copper for 10 head of rats and more if it's a giant rat. But some of the people who've gone down there haven't come back. They're saying there's a big beastie down there now. It's not safe. So there's a bounty up at First Hill for whoever gets the beastie.
How much?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. Thank you very much for the help, for the information.
Sorry. Wasn't a job for me. I didn't look at all the details. I just, there's lots of jobs up there. There is one there about working, if you're looking for work, they also hire at the Masons Guilds. They're doing a lot of digging at the quarry and they need extra help.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
There was another job on something just got put up today. Right before I came here, I saw this about a wyvern. Yeah, they've seen a wyvern flying around outside of town.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Old Vance Agundar. Yeah. The captain of Lord Hill put out a bounty for that. Wants it captured alive. Yeah.
Okay, right. That's really interesting to know as well. Thank you very much. You've been an excellent help.
Oh, and wyvern eggs. If you get wyvern eggs, somebody wanted to buy. Oh wait, no, never mind. He died.
Yeah, that would be the wizard by any chance.
Oh yeah, the wizard. You know the wizard?
No, but a wizard with an eggs. That sounds about right.
Yeah, would have been worth a lot probably, but he died like 2 weeks ago.
Was it sudden, or was he an older gentleman who's like kind of expected?
Oh yeah. He's way old. Yeah. But the thing is, he's been really old for a really long time. Like he gets old, but like every once in a while, like every 15, 20 years, he gets really old, but then he suddenly gets really young again. So I mean, when he started feeling poorly, everybody thought, well, he's just going to go young again, isn't he? But he didn't. He died.
Oh, and he was ill.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was at least 160.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Death gets us all, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
And he's like just contemplating his drink now. His own mortality.
Can I get you another drink as thank you for your information?
Oh, that'd be nice of you.
I go to the bar and get him a drink.
What a sport.
And then I go back and tell the other guys that we're in deep shit.
Hi, we're in deep shit.
Yeah. Look, guys, that guy has just said that there's some beast down in the sewer that he's killing people. And Belliphauna gone down there, and also her bloody wyvern's been spotted, and now they're going to try and capture it.
Then perhaps we should go find her.
But also, if there is a beastie down in the sewers, there's a job for it, which means we might get some money if we did that, and then I might be able to afford this bloody spell on my tattoo. Because I haven't got enough.
Are we in good shape? We're healthy?
I've used some stuff.
You've had at least 2 long rests since you were last in action.
Okay, because I'm still showing the spell slots in use, so I don't think it's been... Can I just unclear them, sort of thing? Clear them.
Oh, actually, there was I forgot. Wait, no. You've had 2 long rests. Let me do a long rest, just in case.
Okay.
This is me not remembering how to long rest.
Woo!
Is everybody sleepy?
Yeah.
Did you have some nap and juice? Okay.
Oh, do we want to go track down a beastie in the sewers then and make sure Belliphauna don't get eaten?
Yeah. Probably should.
Yeah.
Well, bang goes the dinner and a show then.
You've had your dinner, Kai.
Well, it'll be a show.
Yeah.
Possibly. How do them robes do with sewers?
How did the what?
Your robes handle sewers.
if I hitched them up a bit, tucked them in my bloomers, they don't trail in the poo.
Okay, good. You've got a spare set just in case.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I'm sure I can think of a cleaning spell.
I guess we're off to go play in the
I
poo.
think we've lost Bonnie and
No, you
Elaine
haven't.
now.
I'm just like kind of listening.
Yeah, I guess
But I
we
will
go.
put some boots on there. I don't think felt slippers will be ideal for the sewers, will they?
That's probably a good call, is that? Yeah.
Mm.
But at the same time, it's subterranean, which isn't that far removed from the Underdark.
Oh, so I can see in the dark.
This is true.
I think we all can, or I can.
Everybody
too.
but
Mm.
Terel.
I can't. Can Sprinkle see in the dark?
I don't know. What does Sprinkle's sheet say? I don't think she can.
I don't have her
Oh,
sheet.
she can. She can. She has dark vision 60 feet.
Oh, so it's just me that's useless.
It's just you.
Okay.
You're all alone. I mean,
All
gosh,
alone.
gosh, all these shops in this town. For all you know, there's something you could buy somewhere that helps with that. But
Well, I've got torches.
maybe Kai has like a light spell.
Maybe Kai does have a light spell.
Not firebolt.
Fairy fire. What does that do?
I think it gives us advantage to attack.
But it like you pick a target, and if it's effective against them, it will light them up and kind of give some ambient light. So it's like light, but also murder, because it helps you get advantage against whatever you've affected with your fairy fire.
But if you cast that onto one of us, would that give the bad guy advantage on us?
Yes.
Mm.
But these are not things that Kai thinks about when he learns spells.
No. Dancing lights? What's that?
Those are lights. They're like the little globules that float around that you can move.
Oh, 4 torch-sized lights. Within
Very much
range,
ambient.
making
Yeah,
the
that
clear.
ambient lighting. It's really nice. I try to have the dancing lights around my house because it's more chill than overhead lighting, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I have something useful.
So you have some lighting for Terrell's sake.
Okay. Alright. Do we think that's alright as a plan then?
Sure. What could go wrong?
Well, we could fall in the poo.
Oh yeah. Ooh, what's that smell?
I guess we're off to go find the nearest access to. Ooh, actually, can I cast Speak with Animals and ask
Yes.
Sprinkles to track Lady Belliphauna and Raggnar and Badger Boy?
You can cast the spell. And you can ask Sprinkles. Track? Can I track?
Can you track?
I don't know. Can I?
Well, do you know what Lady Belliphauna smells like?
I think so. She doesn't.
Right, so-
She doesn't smell like an orc.
No, she doesn't.
Let me check something. Well, like, I think if she gets close enough, I'll be able to smell her really good.
No, we need you to really sort of track her so we know where she went into the sewers.
Well, if she's really smelly and she's like left smells everywhere, then I could probably follow it.
Do you know what? Let's go outside and see if you can smell her.
Oh, the other two guys.
Oh, the other two guys, yeah. The two dwarves, what about them? Were they a bit more pungent?
The dwarves?
Yeah.
Are you asking Sprinkles?
Yeah, I'm asking Sprinkles.
Raggnar smells like beans and oatmeal, which
Okay.
doesn't. It's just kind of musty.
Alright.
The other guy, I don't think I've smelled him very much.
Alright, I think we're best off trying with Belliphauna then.
Like, he's maybe dusty. Yeah. I know Belliphauna the best, I think.
All right, let's go outside and see if you can smell her.
And I know what Joe Mont smells like really good because I licked his head that time.
Yeah, we
Do you
don't
need
care
me to
about him.
find him? Oh.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Maybe we should get Sprinkles to lick us so she knows what we smell like if we ever get lost.
That's a really
Good
good
idea.
idea.
After this.
After this.
Yeah, after she's found Bella. What's her name?
Okay.
Bella, what's her name?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm well on the game today.
What am I to do with that? Now, is there anything else you want to any other questions you want to ask people locally regarding your interests before you head out into the night? Because I'm just going to say this because you haven't asked anything about
We haven't asked about the guy who's gone on holiday
the
who runs the
Emporium.
statue. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth a
If we
shot,
survive
innit?
this,
And you
we
haven't asked anything about cult stuff. So you can totally delay anything to do with that. I just want to just in case you want to ask anything.
Do we think the present situation is a little bit more urgent?
I mean,
and
I
we
don't know
can-
how urgent you think it is, or how much danger you think Belliphauna in.
But what if she goes down in the sewers and the beast is just there and eats her?
Just waiting
Who's
for
going
it.
to pay us then? You know.
Well, on the bright side, she won't need the wyvern anymore. You can go catch it and turn it in.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
Yeah.
It seems
And-
unkind.
And if we kill the sewer beastie as well, that's 2 jobs. That's 2 lots of
We could
money.
retire.
I don't think so. Although if the beastie eats Belliphauna and presumably the dwarves that are with her, I won't get me tattoo. My magic tattoo.
That's true. No magic tattoos if Raggnar
Yeah.
gets eaten.
Right, priorities. What's more?
Do we think we should go get the beastie, or do we think they'll be all right?
It's been a good.
It kind of feels like
It's been a good hour at this point since they
we should
left.
really go find them.
Yeah.
Maybe some change, because there was a little bit of schmoozing around and listening and drinking and stuff, and then eventually realizing oh, maybe this is important. And now you're kind of yikes. And the crowd is it has grown, has swelled the numbers of people drinking and enjoying themselves in the inn now. And there does seem to be a broad range of people now. There are a few more adventure type people have trickled in and are enjoying drinks, and you see a couple more rumble cups getting ordered, and that whole thing
Okay,
kicks off.
but I mean, do we want to mention it to the adventure type people in case they've got any information, or will they suddenly think, "Oh, there's a beastie down in the sewer, let's go kill it and get the money"?
Well, the person you talked to said that this was on the job board at the municipal offices.
We
Anyone-
overthink these way too much.
Anyone who's gone by there could have seen that's on.
Oh, the job up at the Lord's Hill.
Up First Hill is the municipal offices, and there's a job board there. Lord's Hill is the second.
Right.
That's the fort where Jomont is.
Oh, I see.
So
A
they're
first
two
Hill.
separate places.
Right, got you.
And Third Hill, you don't know what's up at that, except for it says Alchemist Cottage on the map.
Yeah.
That's on the background. But it looked fairly unoccupied. There was just a little plume of smoke coming off the Third Hill when you came into town. But yeah, back to the original question. You don't know anything about the Elkhorn Emporium, where that is, and you don't know anything
It's on the
else
map.
about the wizard.
Yeah, I'm serious. We've got this map, right?
It is on the
it's
map.
on the
It
map.
is on this map. It is on the map.
It's under sea.
Oh, and that's a good point, because when you came in the gate, you did ask about it, so you might actually have a pamphlet that has this map.
Yeah, she gave stuff out, didn't she?
She
Depending
did,
on what your
didn't
answer
she?
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you might actually have this map, and you know where you are. You're in Area D now. It's that little red building in D that's fairly large. That's the inn.
All right, by the
Singing
road.
Sprite.
Okay.
And then across the road, actually, and down a couple blocks is where like the Elkhorn and like the 7-stringed harp and the alchemy shop are.
Right.
They're like all in a little cluster. So those things from your little pamphlet you got at the gate aren't that far away. But what you're not gonna ask any more questions. You're gonna head out into the night.
I think we should. I think we should go
Looking-
find them and just make sure
for the
they're
sewer
okay.
system.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do need to take a quick bio break. So
yeah,
It's almost time for a little adventurous break. So you want to just go ahead and do that now?
if
Yeah.
that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That is perfectly fine. It'll allow me to have time to like muster up things having to do with the sewers.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, back in a bit.
Okay. I've returned.
I think
Hello.
we're here.
Bonnie's back.
Yeah, I delayed wandering off because I was doing some like, I know I prepared stuff for the sewers. Where is it? And switching over. It's supposed to be music. But the music doesn't seem to be playing. I don't know. I guess we won't have music. We'll just have like slight gurgling sounds.
Does that mean you can hear my stomach?
Yes. Thank you for being on
Okay.
theme.
You're welcome.
Oh, there's some
With a
dark
bacon
music.
platter.
Okay, so if everybody is physically, if not emotionally prepared,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
you stepped out into the night, and it is night now. The streets are more quiet than when you arrived into Secomber. You see that there seem to be some magical street lamps. Kai can immediately tell that these are not your standard flame lanterns that are lighting up the night streets.
Okay.
That there is some arcane power to them. And you're bringing Sprinkles with you, yes?
Yes. Assuming we can get her into the sewer with us.
Well, you run to the first grate at the gutter side of the road that you find. And while you can kind of like peer and see a little bit of a sliver of damp tunnel below, there's no way in hell that Sprinkles is going to fit through there. And you're not quite sure that all of you are going to fit through there either. Like Kai's
Okay.
the only one who's like skinny and tall enough that he might slip through the crack. The rest of you have at least enough bulk in some places that it's gonna be tight. And like Terel, your armor is just too much.
Okay.
Well, but surely there must be like there is a word for it.
The manhole cover.
No. A maintenance access.
Yeah.
Maintenance
Which would be
access.
a manhole
Well, that would
Yeah,
be
manhole
like
cover.
manhole cover.
So you head off down the streets because you're looking for a manhole cover. So I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's gonna be a perception check. I'm not sure this is gonna be a survival check.
Can Sprinkles do a survival check to see if she can track Belliphauna?
I think she would do better. Because she's using her sense of smell, so she'd be able to roll perception with advantage.
Okay. How do I open her sheet?
Well, we don't have her on a map. Let me move you to a map of the streets.
Oh, you can. We can just do a roll of some kind.
Or just roll a d20
Okay.
with
that one.
advantage. If you use the advantage button in your bottom left.
Yep.
And I'll add on her proficiency. Okay, so it's a 12 plus a 3, so 15.
So we're all 15 up.
So everybody, it takes you.
You can all smell her.
Run. Well, Sprinkles can
Oh, the guy
smell
with the
something, or
baby.
she's following a smell. And she will assure you, up until the Speak with Animals fades, that she's totally following Belliphauna smell. It takes you about 15 minutes, and you travel. It's not like a straight shot. You're like, searching through several blocks, and you're having to go in and out of traffic. Because the first one you found a manhole cover fairly easily, maybe 300 feet down the road. But there was still enough traffic that you're like, we aren't going to be able to pry this up and get in the manhole cover without somebody running us down. And after the experience you'd had earlier in the day with, I think Kai got a little boo-boo. Which that might have been something. I think Kai actually did have some damage but okay, never mind. Never mind about that. You got bumped a little by a runaway, somebody not obeying traffic laws.
Did I roll a 1 and fall over something?
Yeah, I think that's where you actually rolled a 1 and got your inspiration.
Yeah, I must have hit my head because it's, vague.
It's really vague. It happened just after you got to Secomber, and that was busy. Yeah, and you didn't even see it coming. So, actually, and Terel saved a cat. So you might have been more focused on Terel saving the cat than the vehicle that almost ran you down.
It's coming back to me now. Yeah.
I remember you guys did notice, or at least Yelena noticed, that the vehicle had the Lord's Alliance insignia on it, that whoever almost ran you down was from Lord's Hill.
Was a tit.
Yeah. So it just added to Terel not being impressed by those people.
Well, we'll just go cause a bit of mischief in their little area before we go. Then, just before we leave Secomber, we'll just go.
So you go running down. So you start looking like, okay, let's not do this Main Street kind of situation because there's still traffic out here, and we need to get this cover up and not get run over. So you start looking for like alleyways that you can potentially cut through and maybe get to a more quiet street and find a manhole access on that. And you do, but all of you also notice, as you're searching for this, you actually have gone far enough that you notice a shop that has a large pair of elk horns mounted over the doorway. And out in front of it is standing a somewhat remarkable minotaur.
Just stood there.
Yep. Actually, he's not just totally stood there. I'm going to share a map with you. And I will put you guys like on the streets. Sprinkles is like in the front, like sniffing. She's totally. And you see, like, kind of, it's like ahead and to the right of you. There's this shop. It's got lights out front, and there are these elk horns over the double-doored entry. But there's also this little place out to the side of it that has a gate in front of it, and the Minotaur is standing behind that. And he seems to be on watch. This is me losing things as soon as I've opened them. Okay. And he's notable in his appearance, in that he's wearing this pristine crimson silk waistcoat with no shirt, and he's got dark trousers and very high leather boots. There's gleaming bracers girding his forearms, and there is a great axe strapped to his back. And he's chosen the unusual path of manscaping his hide. So his tall, hulking form, except for his head, is devoid of hair. What's more, this isn't just your standard Minotaur. This is a silver Minotaur. So his hair on his head is that like very, very pale and swooshy. And you can see he's just got like these wiry muscles, a lot of bulk, 12% body fat. And he's done this manscaping fairly recently because he's unearthly pale, like he's never been in the sun. Kind of like Kai's skin tone. Like they could be twins with the skin tone.
Huh.
And he's just he's sitting on a crate behind this gate with the great axe strapped to his back, lounging, and just looking like muscle in front of this shop store that has Elkhorns planted on it. You see, there's also, it looks like there would be a nice narrow alley, and who scored the highest? Kai can actually pick out that he thinks that there would likely be a manhole cover down the alley, but there are gates blocking off both sides of this alley to restrict traffic.
So it's potentially private property then.
Mm-hmm. Potentially.
Should we try and have a chat with this Minotaur chap?
Well, I mean, we could at least ask him if he's seen a woman and 2 dwarves walk past.
Who's going to do it? I'm all charmed out. I can guarantee I'll level 1. And it wouldn't end well.
Let's see. I can't remember if I'm charming or not. Not particularly charismatic.
I've got decent charisma actually.
You have something. I'm not quite sure. I feel like your unearthly glamour does something, Elena.
That might be so.
It keeps coming up. I have a feeling that it adds your wisdom to certain charisma-based skills rather than charisma, because it's something tied to your ranger class and your Feywild heritage. But it might be vice versa. It might be that like your charisma is adding to your wisdom-based checks. I don't know.
I was trying to see if it had a description.
It's the little square to the right of the name. A little post-it should pop up.
Yeah, it's not showing it.
Your Fey qualities give you supernatural charm. As a result, whenever you make a charisma check, you gain a bonus to the check equal to your wisdom modifier. So we do have an effect on you that adds your wisdom modifier to deception, performance, and persuasion checks, which I think is a +2.
Yeah.
Instead of
0.
0. So yeah, you should have a little bit of a bonus on those skills. And I think I'm not sure it shows up on your skills sheet, but it does show up in the combat tracker as an effect on you. I mean, I could have sworn that Kai had proved to be the most charming person in your party, but
I could give it a try if that 20. That's probably.
Oh please! How many times do you bloody?
There are lots of other numbers other than 20.
My charisma
that are pretty good numbers.
Pretty naff though. I've got -1 on persuasion, so
I've got +3.
There you go, Terel's.
Yeah, but I roll crap. I can give it a try.
You could have Sprinkles talk to the Minotaur.
Maybe. All right. Persuasion, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're just talking, as far as I know. I mean, you haven't said anything to this dude.
He's probably stood there looking at us, going, "What the fuck?
What the fuck are they? They're doing more into themselves."
You're looking at him. He's just taking in. I think he's used to people staring at him, and he's like, "Yeah, drink your fill."
All right, go on, Mid. I'm gonna step up to the Minotaur and say, "Good evening, friend. I wondered if I might ask if you'd seen a young woman and two dwarves walk past recently."
A young woman and two dwarves. There's a lot of traffic here. Pashov, not sure. Let me think. Oh, I keep forgetting I double clicked, but luckily I rolled the same thing for that insight check for Pashov, the Minotaur. And Pashov has rolled an 8 with a -1 for insight. Pashov does not recall. Pashov does not recall a young woman and dwarves running past this place of business.
Okay.
Does he know who owns that house?
Then maybe I might ask you something else, because we are actually supposed to pick something up from this store, and we were going to be back tomorrow to do so, but we've been told that the owner's on holiday. Is that correct?
Mr. Elkhorn is away on holiday. I am hired employee to protect premises.
So there's no one who would be opening the store tomorrow?
No, store is closed.
Okay. And we've been told he's going to be gone for 10 days?
Yeah, Pashov was hired for 10 days. Pashov was not given key for Master Elkhorn said I'm like bull in the China shop. I think that was rather rude. But you know, beggar can be choosers. I needed the coin.
I hear you. Yes.
You need to get into shop, is what Pasha picking up that you're putting down.
Well, yeah, we were asked to pick something up, and we were told that this gentleman would be here to provide it for us. And obviously, when we get here, we find out he's gone on holiday, which seems a bit strange.
Pashov is not at liberty to engage in the financial business for establishment, but you could perhaps check out one of people who Mr. Elkhorn like better. You know, one of his friends, his wife, maybe ex-wife. She might have key to place. Pashov does not have key.
Okay, no, those are both really good suggestions.
Or maybe his buddy, the wizard. Oh no, wait, no, the wizard is dead. Maybe guy who runs wizard alchemy shop. He might still have keys. Yeah, they were buddies.
Okay, so the wizard who's recently died was friends, and he had a key, and he's got a wife and an ex-wife.
No, that was misspoking on Pashov's part. His ex-wife only. Was wife is now ex-wife. You know what I'm saying?
Rach is in hysterics. Okay.
Yeah,
do you happen to know the...
Pashov does not always think before Pashov speak.
Fair. Does Pashov know the name of the ex-wife?
Pashov does know, for she runs very excellent tavern. Actually, 2 doors down, if you like to visit. Her name is Elena Harpwell. It is the 7-stringed harp.
Okay, we know that. We've passed that, yes.
Yeah, 7-stringed harp is very nice. They got harp. It has 7 string. It plays. She might know his business. She's ex-wife.
Okay, just write that down so I don't forget.
So, how's tricks for you guys? You know, you're out here hanging in street, just asking questions of Pashov. You not got much going on.
Well, no, we have. We need to find this lady and her two dwarfs.
Yeah, you said that. I don't know about her.
Okay. Do we think we should ask him about the alley? Seems a bit, you know.
Well, he might know. If he's guarding the shop, he might know how, if the alley belongs to the shop or...
Yeah, but it sounds a bit dodgy, doesn't it? If we decide we need to break in at some point and we've said, oh, by the way, how do we get into this alley? I could just throw you over the fence.
You could. I could probably squeeze through it since I can slip through a drain at the side of the road.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Is there what else we want to ask him? Just to get Bonnie to talk more like that.
Have we lost him? I think we've lost him.
You have not lost me. Pashov is here. I'm here for next 10 days. It is his job. Yeah. I got nothing better to do.
I can't think of what else to ask him.
But, hey, have you read this? He pulls out this little this small book that he's reading. It's called The Dancing Dwarf. And it seems to be a periodical, and it has a lot of caricatures in it. If you have the latest Dancing Dwarf, it's funny. I like it. Look at the pictures. And he holds up one, and there's this picture of this guy running down this other guy in the street with his phaeton. And you're like, hey, that looks like the guy who almost ran me down, but it's like in cartoon form. And the guy he's almost run over is wearing this, it looks like he's wearing a wig and fancy clothes, and he's face down. And the guy who's driving the vehicle's like has a little thought bubble over his head, and the thought bubble just says, oh, it looks like I hit another cat. And Pashov thinks this is very funny. Pashov is very funny. And you see that like the phaeton is labeled, it has like the little shape of Lord's Alliance seal, but instead of saying Lord's Alliance, it has snakes on it and says Viper's Nest.
Huh. Do we think this is some kind of political type commentary?
Propaganda.
Dancing Dwarf is so funny. They give them out every 10 days. He talks about things in city. Everybody important gossip about them shows up in the Dancing Dwarf. My accent has changed. I shall pull it back. I was very excited about the Dancing Dwarf. Pashov likes Dancing Dwarf.
Where do you get it from, if I can ask? If I want to pick up a copy.
Most copies easily found at Inkblot Publishing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big bookstore. Lots of books in there. And paper. Like with text. What are the pamphlets? Binders. You like to keep a private diary? You maybe go there. Yeah, that's what the bookstores are.
Okay. Okay, well, it's been lovely talking to you, but unless you've seen a young woman and two dwarves, I think we're going to have to take our leave and continue on. But we might see you again soon.
Yo, good times. Good times. Pashov wishes you well. Do not die.
We're trying not to, yeah.
No, I just say that now
nothing.
to people I meet because I have buddies and they almost died. Or like actually 2 of them died and I am broke now having to work this job because 2 of them died and I had to like give all my money towards undying them. Really inconvenient. So yeah, keep your buddies alive. You guys look like buddies.
Where did your buddies die?
In High Moor, we explored ruin. Yeah, found great treasures. Was wonderful except for Leech.
Okay.
Yeah, I got scar, you know? See, look, my scar, my new scar. Pashov has a scar, it's beautiful. And he shows you his bicep, and there is this, like, very recently healed scar on it. And it looks like he's gotten a tattoo to commemorate it. And he pokes at it, and he's like, La vie vita. Life is fast, moves pretty fast, you know? And all of you speak Dwarven. I'm not Dwarven, Elvish, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I think. Yes.
Because you speak Elvish, you pick out that this is one of those tattoos that like people get. Like go to like Thailand or something, and they get like some symbol, you know, tattooed behind one ear that's supposed to mean peace, love, or like something tranquility.
Yeah, and it means
he's had one of those. He's had that happen. Instead of it saying La vie vite in Elvish, it says La vie vide in Elvish, which actually is instead of life is fast, life is empty. So he's just pointing to this tattoo that says life is empty on his arm with a big grin. Like, it's really great. Life is fast.
I don't think we should tell him he made a mistake.
No.
Just say lovely tattoo.
Yeah, that is not. It is not a nice tattoo, yeah. And that is Pashov. Currently working security at Elkhorn Emporium.
Okay.
So what are you going to do now? He has not seen Belliphauna or Raggnar or Badger Sweeney.
No. Should we see what happens?
Sprinkles has been sniffing around. She's looking suspiciously at the monitor like she isn't altogether convinced he's not an orc. And she tried to lick him through the bars just to make sure, but her tongue didn't reach all the way.
Well, should we walk up the alley and see what happens? See if he tries to stop us. Are we trying to get to that manhole cover? Beyond the gates? I can't remember.
You're trying to get to that manhole cover.
Is there another way around it? Can we go around the other way?
You could do like, I think in this case we'll make it be a survival check.
Survival. Okay.
So you can find your way through the streets of the city. It's not a city, but this town.
Ooh! Get those cherries out.
Why? Why didn't I just tell you?
And Kai reckons that all her 20s have been
I
used.
can just slip right through it. It's no problem.
Kai backflips over the gate, lands on top of the truck, cat, runs along, flips over
shiny.
the other.
I don't know how they get nastier with each succeeding cherry, but they do. It's like crunchy. Oh! So you have to backtrack a block, but then you find a place where you can cut through. And as you do this, you pass by the 7-stringed harp, and you hear there's like lots of raucous singing and music coming from inside. And actually, you cut through a pretty narrow alley, so like Sprinkles has to squeeze her butt. Like you have to give her a little push to keep her moving down this alleyway. And at one point, there's like some trash crates and stuff that haven't been cleaned out that hold empties from like wine, and you have to like kind of like throw those over the owlbear to keep the owlbear's progress down this alleyway. But eventually like come out of the ginnel or alley. What's the difference between a ginnel and an alley?
Well,
because we don't have what's called a ginnel here.
Ginnel's a Yorkshire thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like.
This is kind of technically in the north, even though it's the south north. You're in the north right now.
I mean, according to the dictionary, a ginnel is an alley, but I think a ginnel for us is like a lot narrower. An alley would be something more like a narrow street.
Does that say a ginnel is a fenced or walled alley? So an alley, general alley, wouldn't have a wall or fence on the side of it. But
Okay.
A ginnel's, yeah, but a ginnel's got
So maybe
walls.
this is an alley proper because there's no extra
Yeah.
fences or walls bounding one or the other side. It's the buildings, it's the businesses.
I love how the picture looks like a really dodgy estate in north of UK.
Let's say South Yorkshire.
Wow.
You heard it here first. Secomber equals South Yorkshire. So you make it through this. You get the owlbear through the alley. At one point, another point, there's obviously what seems to be kind of like the favorite piss spot of people who
lovely.
of the patrons of the tavern. And that was pleasant. It, rises the hackles on Terel's neck. Like that's something that's going to have to be cleaned up off of her boots. But then you make it to circle around, go back down the next road. Also, opposite, you see behind the building that had the Elkhorn Emporium, you see another fairly large building across the street from that. And the sign up front says that that's the Stonemasons Guild. Just like to kind of orient where all the different things are. But you're at a manhole cover, and it is closed. The cover is in place.
Can Sprinkles smell anything around the cover?
Have her do roll 20 with advantage, and then add 3.
Oh, Jesus.
No. It's not doing right well.
She can't tell. She's still thinking about that Minotaur, about Pashov, and how Pashov smelled a little bit like leather. And she liked it.
Okay. Do we want to try and pry the cover open and see if we can at least get down there?
We could just shout. I'm sure it'll echo. Open the manhole cover and somebody.
I got that. Yeah.
This is me slowly trying to adjust the new map and like a new map.
If I hold you by your ankles and dangle you down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as you don't end up, dangling my nice plait in the poo.
Well, you find that the manhole cover does seem to be a bit stuck at first wrangle. So one of you will need to make a strength check to see if you can pry it back. If you have any tools that will assist in this endeavor, it will be easier.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, that counts me out.
I'm going to assume I can't use my staff to try and prise it open.
You might break it.
Need to be something with like a little bit of a narrow end, the prise under. So like sometimes people will have a crowbar, sometimes, or a dungeoneering kit. Explorer kit, is that a thing?
I've got a healer's kit, so.
You could also use a blade.
Did I not get a kit? Explorer's kit? I don't see it in my inventory.
Guys, you might.
Oh, fucking hell. Crafty
I thought I got something like that at the gate.
Oh, what did you get at the gate?
You did get an explorer's kit at the gate.
Okay,
you
awesome.
Can roll with, and will be like just lower check DC.
Just a D20 with advantage, or
strength, just regular strength check.
Strength. Where are you at? Athletics. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, if somebody wants to assist you, that could give you advantage.
Then I will assist.
Okay. So, Elena stronking with advantage.
Uh-oh!
Oh, fuck! Another sunshine cherry.
You could just pretend to eat it and we would never be any the
I'm more lawful than I thought. Like, I want to say I'm chaotic good, but it's not true. Okay.
Yeah, my inventory's kind of weird. I thought I had grabbed that.
I thought I dragged into your inventory, but it's possible because it is one of those kit things that have things inside it. It might have busted out and broken out into the component parts of an explorer's kit when I put it in your inventory rather than just staying explorer's kit. It might have broken out into like length of rope and rations and all the things that are component parts of it.
Maybe, yeah.
But I do recall that happening when you hit the gate, and that's fair.
Yeah, I see rations and rope and.
So like Terel tries to with and she's like a powerful figure, and she tries to like pry the lid off of this manhole cover, and it doesn't budge. But Yelena's like, just let me come here and let me help a little bit here. I think I can do it. You just have to hit it. You gotta tweak it a little, and you pop it open like lickety split right away. As soon as your fingers touch this manhole cover, it flips off like it was always meant to be opened. And you set the lid aside, and there's immediate waft of like sewage and a little bit of rotten stuff that you don't really want to identify wafting up from the opening. It is dark and murky within, and it's about 5 feet around. Still probably a tight squeeze for your owlbear, but plenty of space for all three of you to enter without obstruction.
Sorry, I was just saying, is she going to be alright with the drop? Because I'm assuming this was just
Terel, you can't really tell. And Sprinkles isn't offering opinions, but Yelena and Kai, when you peer down kind of like through this opening, through the dim light with your dark vision, you can see that there seems to be like a big load of trash kind of heaped in the center of the room. And it's mounded up a little bit, so it's not a full drop.
Okay.
You think that if, at least for the rest of you, if you drop down there and like cling to the side of the manhole cover's rim, that'll only be 3 or 4 feet between your feet and this heap of trash. It might be a little bit clumsier for your owlbear because of her claws and stuff, having a hard and lack of opposable thumbs, maybe finding it more challenging.
Can we assist her with a rope tied around her?
You do have rope.
Good call, yeah.
She'll have to go down first because it's going to take all three of us holding onto the rope.
Yeah, lower her down on the winch.
We fashion some kind of harness.
Okay, so you use all of your super rope skills and fashion a harness on your owlbear. I feel like there should be some kind of check here. But what would be the check for putting your owlbear in bondage?
Crafting chair.
Leatherwork.
Animal handling.
Animal handling, yeah.
Animal handling, I think, is getting her to actually go into the sewers.
All right.
But whether or not your rope is going to hold tight, I'm going to say it's just survival.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you're all going to be roping her together, you can have one person roll with advantage.
Oh, no! I'm a little worried that I'm rolling the 20s now, and when we're actually fighting something, it's going to be the low rolls.
Leave it to the ranger to know how to rope an owlbear.
Yep.
So wick, wick, wick. Like she's done it 100 times. Elena does these slip knots around the owlbear and her barding, securing the rope effortlessly. There's no pressure being put against any particular part of her body, so you feel like you can support the full weight of her without causing her extreme discomfort. Certainly not the discomfort of a moonshine cherry. And and so you have your owlbear in a rope harness now. So
Right, lower it down, I
you
guess.
presume to try to lower her into, like, you squeeze her booty. You're like, okay, like, now squeeze the booty into the hole, and she like wriggles her feathery bum into the manhole cover opening, squeezing the widest part in because she's going back first, and you're holding her weight, keeping her from dropping too fast. I want you guys to do a combination. Everybody does an animal handling check, and everybody does an athletics check. And just be a combined roll just to make sure.
Uh-oh.
You shits. Who rolled a 20 this time?
Me!
Terel! It's a good thing I switched to water at the break, you know? Moonshine cherries. Has everybody rolled like 2 20s this session or what?
I've rolled like, what, is that my third or something? It
This
feels
is
like
ridiculous.
So
I think that's my first, so you can't blame me.
It's really nasty now.
I mean, this is the exact opposite of that time that time you rolled like 4 1s in a row.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is exactly the opposite. Because, yeah, it's not like there's beholders in the sewer. She goes silent. God, that's so nasty, these moonshine cherries. I don't know how it's possible that they become more gross with each successive one, but they do. It's like it burns just that much more. Wow. Okay. So, I don't know what you guys have been doing on your weekends, but it seems like maybe you've been tying up your owlbear and lowering her into sewers, because you were experts at this. It's like clockwork magic. It's like you wrap her up, you're like, hey, get your butt in the hole, and she's like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And the owlbear is lowered smoothly. And so, like, she lands at the bottom. It is a very gentle landing on top of this pile of trash, and you hear this little girl hoot as she, like, kind of wriggles herself and flutters her wing. And you hear like a little rustle of trash as she dislodges some of the bottles and broken things as it takes on her weight. And she chirps, and you feel like it's kind of a call for you guys to join her. Owlbear, successfully in the sewers.
Yay, right.
okay.
Follow her right in.
Yep.
Everybody, do like an athletics check. This is like super easy. I'm just looking to see if you're not rolling a 1.
Fortunately not.
Oh no!
I think something is broken here. I don't know what's going on. I do not know what's happening.
It is weighted dice and fantasy grounds. That's what it is.
Something is busted.
You need to never change your dice color,
I guess so.
because it is the right color.
You're gonna die if you keep eating those.
I think I need to stop telling you guys to roll for stuff and be like, sure, whatever you want to do. That's what's happening. Oh, God. Did you hear that?
Maybe we should let you. Well, put the jar away now, Bonnie.
We're not going to roll for a little while. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me put you all into this location. That'll buy me some time. So the sewers are stinky. I have been.
Really? What a surprise.
God. See, normally I would have had you do a history check at this point, but I'm just going to tell you. You kind of like found out, like, as you were approaching the town, Lord Jomont offering helpful facts that Terel didn't really listen to, but everybody else, did, that the Secomber sewers are repurposed from the ruins of Hastarl, which used to be the capital of an ancient wizard kingdom of Athalantar. And that's why it's one of the few places, considering that it's not a metropolitan city like Waterdeep or Neverwinter or Baldur's Gate, it's one of the few actual towns in the north that has a sewer system. It's because it was built upon the ruins of a previous civilization.
Okay.
That's why, as you look around and cast and get your first glimpse of your surroundings, it is definitely dark. There's no lighting in this immediate area. An amalgamation of trash. All of the trash is damp, and it has that kind of like fetid old smell, a little bit moldy, a little bit rotted. You're not quite sure if there's anything dead here. Looking around, you do see a few bodies of rats, one of them being giant.
A rodent of unusual size.
One rodent of unusual size, and it's bloodied, so it looks like it's been recently killed. Yes, a rodent of unusual size. I'm glad there's some gifu. You see that there are some collections of water along the ground. Not little puddles, but it kind of has this appearance that maybe this room was at one point submerged in water and has been drained. This is me telling you all this stuff without making you do an insight check, because I don't want to eat anything else.
She's gonna
say.
And I'm gonna have you guys roll. God, I don't want you to roll. I don't want you to roll. Everybody do a perception check. Just don't roll 20s.
There you go. That's
thought about it.
All right. So
oh, roll crap.
The pendulum has swung.
Yep.
And none of you notice the scurrying. And all of a sudden, out of this mound of trash that you're standing upon, there's a sudden upheaval as several rats jump out of the trash and attack.
All right.
This is me trying to find the actual encounter stuff.
Do we have to roll initiative?
Yeah, roll initiative.
It's on the actions sheet. Wow, you knew to roll initiative but couldn't remember where it was. Oh, bro, pants.
I didn't pre-place any of these rats. Aren't I smart?
Just
There's a
fireball
lot
them,
of
you'll be fine.
rats. With the weight of the owlbear, it seemed to have dislodged a great deal of rats. The giant rats don't look as giant as they are.
Is something opening? Are we supposed to?
Oh, I'm sharing you a map too. Okay, reopening the map. It wasn't giving me the option to share it, which was a problem. This is annoying because it's going to be really small. You guys are in the north center of this map. And I'm also changing to combat music as soon as I want to check just make sure your icons are locked. Okay.
It's a really big map.
It's the sewers underneath the town.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not sure I have all the rats on this map. I think I'm missing 2 rats. But hey, you get the picture. 1, 2, 3, There's one of them. I'm hoping that you guys aren't locked, and I'm hoping that I'm not going to do this targeting thing that I do when I do stuff. Okay, I think that's all the rats on the board.
Yeah.
And I shared it with you, so you should have like the map. And I'm going to change the music now to something more intense.
Ooh.
All right, so battle music.
Oh, yeah.
This might just happen to be one of the things that I didn't add owlbear sounds to, so I'm sorry about that. The lack of gerhoots. Because we know gerhoots are great.
Be fine.
There might be some squeaking rats, though. Okay, so everybody's rolled initiative. And at the top of the attack order, we have a giant rat.
Hang on, I'm just explaining stuff to Rich.
I feel like my thing is being weird, but okay.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening there. Something's happening, but it's weird. This rat is going to attack Elena because it's right next to Elena. And it's just going to back out, bite at her. I should have had advantage on that one, but I think I hit with an 18 anyhow. And it bites Elena for 4 damage.
Ouch.
And then it is Kai's turn.
Right. I have a plan, but I can't remember how to target like a circle thingy.
Man, targeting in Fantasy Grounds. One of the eternal questions of the age.
Hmm.
I know you can do it. You can draw a circle by doing Control and both mouse keys, but I'm not quite sure how you target with that. Cause I'm stuck at Fantasy Grounds and I've had like 17 moonshine cherries.
Huh. There we go. That's a 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. I think I know what she's gonna do. I think I know what Kai is planning to do.
Shit.
I have an inkling.
Duck and cover!
It's a good thing Kai's an evoker.
Do I just drop my attack in the circle? The red one?
Gee, I don't know if that'll work. But if it doesn't, we will sort it out. Because it's either going to automatically roll saves for everything, or I'll need to do that myself. Oh yeah, okay. So what it did was it just told me that your save is a 16. I need to roll for everything. And what I'm going to do, because I think all of these rats are the same thing. It's a dex saving throw. All these rats have +2 on their dex saving throws. I'm going to roll for... I think it's 11 rat.
I can only see. Oh no.
It's 10 rat.
Yeah,
Okay.
some of the rats have weird little icons.
Tiny.
Some
Yeah.
rats are weird.
Oh, I see. It's like a teeny tiny rat.
Ooh!
I'm just rolling to see who failed. Only 2 of the rats succeeded. No, 3 of them. No, 2 of them succeeded, and the rest of them failed. So, roll your damage.
Do you want me to roll them on each individual one, or just as a
No.
whole?
No, I think that will be overkill. Roll your damage, because I'm pretty sure all these rats are going to die. Yeah, I think all but 1 rat dies.
Okay.
I'm just double
My
checking
job
that
done.
nothing else has...
Well, make sure that looks like it hits sprinkles there, so
Yeah.
I need to undo that.
But it doesn't. It doesn't damage friendlies, does it?
You're an evoker, which means you can shape the spells for up
Yeah.
to casting it at 3rd level. You could like make it avoid at least 4 friends.
Yeah, it's avoided sprinkles.
So I
Yelena,
just
and
assume
so
that when you're somewhere with like your 2 buddies and your owlbear, that you're casting the spell around them.
And most definitely, always safety first.
You know, and then if you mean to actually harm your your friends, you're going to tell me that you're doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
totally it's not like it's just Fantasy Grounds is not taking that into account. That's all.
Yeah.
So it's not.
But basically, even the things that saved still take 16 damage, and there's only 1 rat that had more than 16 hit points. So.
And that's me done.
Yeah, that's just about everything done.
You hear this like colossal like screech of like screech as like 9 rats just burn to death simultaneously.
Quickest combat ever. We could have been here for 3 days, you know.
Well, as it is, I feel that if you've dropped a fireball, I'm probably blind now.
No. You all knew what I was going to do. Should have shaded your eyes.
It was a little toasty.
I definitely knew what you were going to do.
It was toasty, but now there's only 1 rat, and it looks severely injured. And it's standing. It's the one that bit Yelena.
It's a weird one.
It was the hardiest of all of them.
Squeeze it under your foot.
Every time I play, I forget how to make him big. Plumped him up a little. Because it is a giant rat. And it was the beefiest one out of all these giant rats. It was the beefiest. And I'm going to give Sprinkles back her hit points. Okay. Because she's a healthy little girl.
Thank you.
I think that means it's Yelena's turn. I mean, you burn all those rats. I think you're done, right, Kai?
Totally, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Yelena, you have this giant rat. Its teeth are still kind of like sunk into your arm, and you're like, ow, but there's fire going off all around you, and you hear these like screeches of pain as all the rats that are surrounding you die, and even this one screams, and as it like flambés a bit, it yells out in pain and lets go of your arm and kind of like plops in front of you, still snarling, still alive, but obviously wounded.
I think I'm just gonna grab the short sword and stab it.
Is that Terel's short sword?
It's mine now.
It was originally. Yes, I gave it back.
Handy dandy. And thankfully you rolled a 19.
Yeah, thankfully. That would have been real embarrassing.
And roll damage on this giant rat. It's very possible you will kill it. And you do!
Wow, with a 1.
The whack.
The whack.
And with one last little like wheezing squeak, this rat of unusual size is dead.
Yeah, I think right in front of me, I didn't feel like bringing out the longbow. I felt like overkill.
Nice point blank shot
yeah.
there.
I've tried to stop this adventure music. There it goes. All right. So, a brief, tense moment, a whole lot of fire, and you've just wiped out nearly a dozen giant rats.
Well, Kai did.
Yeah, Kai did. And Yelena helped. And Terel was like, well, I'm glad that I didn't feel that. Because, you are wearing a metal box.
Oh, that's true. Good point.
So it's a good thing Kai, sculpted it around you. But still, feeling a little sweaty. You're probably going to want to have a bath later.
Always. And
the fact that you're surrounded by trash and muck does not help the situation. So you see that as the tension eases, You see that there are 2 tunnels leading off of this room, both to the west and the east. And to the west, the tunnel seems to rise out of sight with a flight of stairs. Or I take that back. It seems to descend with a flight of stairs. To the east, it just seems to be a level tunnel.
Okay. Is there any chance Sprinkles can pick up a scent of Belliphauna down here? I'm thinking not, but
You could roll with disadvantage because the cleansing power of fire and all the trash.
yeah.
So, at least for now, Sprinkles has lost the trail of any Belliphauna smells.
All right. Can we look for sort of like signs that someone's passed through here recently on either of the tunnels?
I'll say everybody else can roll a survival check if you want to look for specific tracks and signs of people, but perception if you want to see if you can hear any specific sounds of people.
Both crap for me, so.
Yelena is on 4.
So Yelena, it's an interesting predicament because you see signs that people have passed through here. Boot print markations that have been solidified through the cleansing power of fire are obvious, but they go both ways. You think that that the tracks headed west might be a little more recent.
Okay. Looks like we should go west.
That's as good a direction as any for me, so sure.
So you head down the flight of stairs. Do you have control to move Sprinkles?
Cool. I do. I'm gonna get my shield out, sort of like, if it's all right with you guys, just sort of like stand at the front in case Alt runs at us.
Yeah, I'll be at the back with Sprinkles.
All right, and I'm just going to peek around the corner. Oh, hang on. Can I see anything at this point? That's a good point.
You cannot see anything because
so I fell down the stairs.
Why don't you put me in front?
Do you want me to cast what do you call it?
Do we want to let Yelena sneak?
If we could, yeah, Lena, yeah.
I'll sneak in front.
All right, I'll stay closer. Oh, no, I don't think Sprinkles can get through that passage.
Here again, it's a squeeze. Like, she completely fills the passage, and she feels the pressure of it against her sides. And her sides get a little bit, like, mucky, slimy, like she's smelling like poo now.
Yeah, we're definitely going to give her a bath when we get back. Okay.
We all need a bath.
I'll stay at the back and make sure she oozes through.
So you go down the stairs. You get to like a little platform that's overlooking a long tunneled room. There's more trash here. There's like water kind of collected in a gully. Is that the right word? I don't know. In like kind of like an indentation here. And it doesn't seem to be draining at the moment. And it's not pictured, but you see, it seems like there's water flowing into this tunnel right now, and that the water level is slowly rising. Down further south in the tunnel, so you can see to the east, there's like a little bit of pipe there. And And there's water currently coming out of that pipe. It is not draining through any of the sewer openings. Farther south, you see a valve on the wall. You see that there is a bridge that goes over the waterway where the water level is gradually rising. And it is about 1 foot over the water level right now, crossing this wet space. And that there are tunnels leading off of this this kind of open area breakpoint. 2 tunnels headed further west and 1 headed to the east.
Okay. I guess. Do we check those tunnel entrances again to see if we can find signs of tracks?
Yeah.
Could do. We could peek down as well, see if there's any light anywhere.
Yeah, I
Surely
mean,
she's not wandering around in the dark.
well, it depends on if she's got a spell that can let her see in the dark.
Yeah, but if she's got a spell that can let us see in the dark, we'll be able to see it, won't we?
True.
Like, well, the only one who can't, I think we established, like, the only person who can't see in the dark is Terel, and you have dancing lights as a cantrip. So if you put the dancing lights out around Terel.
No, Kai saying that potentially we could see if Bellifauna's got a spell out for light.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever light they're creating, it'd travel, so we could see.
So like in this
Maybe.
in this immediate area, there's nobody definitely else with you here, but like perhaps down the tunnels, you might see something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you cross the first like pipe. There is water coming out. So if you want to avoid getting any water on you from the poopy, stinky sewer water, do a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Or just take it.
No, I don't want to fall in the poo.
That was me sorted. Right, hang on.
I won't make you eat a cherry.
Oh fuck! No, I'll do it.
Oh, well, I think we all roll quite well there. Nobody wants to get hit by the poop.
Do you need to roll for sprinkles? Oh, you did roll for sprinkles. Okay.
Did, yeah.
Everybody's gold, and everybody like dodges, leans out of the way without having to step into the muck in the center, the rising water. But you managed to avoid the splashing of the poopy water. +2 against poopy water for all of you. And then you continue walking south. You're now parallel. There's a valve coming out of the stone wall. And as you've been walking through, you can see signs of, yes, this does look like it's definitely a sewer. And all the hallmarks are there of this is a place where trash and sewage live on a regular basis. But here and there, you also see little flourishes, engravings, and cornices periodically, little bas relief around the tops where the ceiling meets the walls that show signs of, yeah, like this. Some of these tunnels do seem like they were perhaps hallways of an ancient civilization where some artisanship and craft were taken to build the original structure, and it's just been repurposed. But you grow you pull level with a large valve on the wall, and everybody make a survival check to continue your tracking. And also perception checks. Sprinkles can roll like with advantage, and we'll add 3. Poor Sprinkle.
Yeah.
Sprinkles isn't smelling much out of the ordinary so far. But Yelena, so Kai, you pick up that it seems like you think that maybe you see handprints on the valve, or there's something about the valve that seems like it's unusual, like it's been messed with recently. And Yelena, you hear sounds. But the sounds seem to be coming from the east. Like, not where you just came from, but like further like
down.
The tunnel that is the east outlet off of this current room.
All right. I hear something down there.
Then we should go check it out.
Yeah.
The valve has been recently used, but I think potentially to turn off whatever generally flows through here, potentially. So I don't think we should mess with the valve.
As you've been making your way, the water is pouring in, and you see the water level continues to rise.
Are we sure the valve hasn't been done to stop the water from draining out? Is there any way we can tell what the valve does?
Roll insight check.
Fuck!
I'm just playing with fire at this point.
Oh!
So Yelena, she knows valve. I mean, she's just looking at the valve.
She knows valves. The ranger knows valves.
She hypothesizes that without touching it, she's like, "Hey, lefty loosey, righty tighty."
Yeah.
You know,
the most important mantra anyone should learn.
What all the great minds know about valves. And she's like, somebody lefty loosied this so that all the water's flowing in, and if we don't mind it, this place is going to get full of water pretty soon.
All right, maybe we should write
to tighty then. Yep.
So which one of you is going to righty tighty?
Yelena's close.
I can do it.
I will assist in case it's rusty or stiff or,
but if somebody's used it recently, they must have greased it or...
Not necessarily.
So we're making it athletics?
What? Who is doing it?
I think both of us.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be athletics.
Do we just both roll?
Position yourselves accordingly.
I'll get this side. Now I have a +7 to athletics, which is a good fucking job, isn't it? I am rolling like crap tonight.
One of those should have been... I thought you were working together, but 22 is enough.
Okay.
It's sort of the same as rolling with advantage, so...
But you both have your hands on it. And you start to, like, righty-tighty. And as you start to righty-tighty, the valve begins to, like, budge and close. But all of a sudden, it begins to wriggle underneath your hands. And in the center of, like, the spoked wheel, in the center of this valve, it suddenly begins to split and open in a toothy maw.
It's a fucking mimic!
And snarl! And there is suddenly, like, this, like, sticky, goopy, gushy, rawr sound as a mimic attacks you. Roll initiative.
Oh, bloody hell! God damn.
We're going to have a combat, damn it.
We have one.
Kai fireballs the mimic.
Yelena does start out initiative.
All right. Do I have hands free? I can hit with an arrow.
You have hands free, but like you're close enough that you would be at disadvantage because you are adjacent to the mimic.
Okay, I'll hit with a short sword then.
Oh, I should turn the combat music back on. Add tension for the 5 seconds until Kai fireballs something. Okay, so Yelena attacks with a short sword. And with an 11, that is a miss against the mimic. You were startled. You were surprised. 1 minute you're righty-tidying, the next minute there are these, like, there's a gnashing of teeth from something that should not, be biting you. As the valve has become animate, and it's just like this mouth, like, trying to bite at you from the wall. So, startled, you swing your short sword, but you miss. And now it's the mimic's turn. It lashes out a pseudopodia and at Yelena, trying to strike her, but also attempting to grapple her.
I would like to use my protection thing that says when a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet, you can use your reaction to impose a disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay, let me roll again. $17.
Okay. Oh crap.
That still hits? 17 work for you? Okay.
Sorry, I tried!
You did try, and that was a good one, because, like, I haven't rolled very much, though, and I haven't rolled all these 20s, so I've probably saved up some decent numbers.
Oh, no.
Okay, so with the 17, the pseudopodia does hit Yelena, and does some damage just from the bonking. 11 points of damage, but also tries to grapple her with this pseudopodia. So make a strength check, or make a strength saving throw to see if you are actually grappled. And 17 is plenty enough.
Yay.
So the pseudopodia lashes towards you and tries to wrap around your arm and hold you in place and prevent you from being able to, like, wield a short sword against it or shoot it later on, but you slip free and manage to, like, bob and weave from this mimic trying to get you. Now it is Terel's turn.
Okay, I'm fighting between casting Bless or attacking the damn thing. Nah, I'm gonna attack it. Oh, fuck right off.
With a natural one. Just coming off of your attempt to,
We need the fireball.
your attempt to throw off the mimic and protect Yelena from imminent grappling and nomage.
Don't I get a second attack now that I'm a level?
I don't know, do you? Let me
I
look
thought
at you.
I did, but I can't see it.
I think you do. I think you have multi-attack under your abilities now. Extra attack, yes you do.
Where do you say that?
Too. I do have it too.
Wow.
Under your abilities. I think you're level 6, Yelena.
Mine says extra attack under my abilities.
You have extra attack? Well, then you have an extra attack too.
All right.
So we'll have to backdate that short sword attempt.
All right.
After we give Terel another opportunity to roll a natural 1.
Thanks.
Yes! No, you hit with a 17! So do damage on the mimic, and then we'll resolve Yelena's short sword. Alright, so you do 7 damage to the mimic. And like this blast of force comes off as your long sword slashes through this animate valve, biting you from the wall. And then Yelena, do another short sword attack.
Yeah.
This one hits. So, like, where you were initially startled and you swung wide, with the follow-up, your short sword points true and you poke it with the pointy end. What's your damage? Four points. And roll
the direct
your,
opposite of all them 20s.
Actually, roll your your deadly strikes, whatever the psychic damage that all your weapons do. So you do that additional D4 of psychic damage because of your Fey background. So it's like 11 plus 3. So you do 3 points of psychic damage on top of that, and you see the valve like noticeably recoil, and this actually contributed to it failing to grapple you before Terel like then slashed against it with her longsword and blasted it with her weapon. So a total between the two of you, you've done 14 damage to this mimic posing as the valve to righty-tidy the water in this tunnel. Now it is Kai's turn.
Right, okay, so
Kai.
we don't know.
Who's piddling back there?
Fireball!
You're like past the valve at least, because we did that
Am
whole
I?
roll thing. We did the whole roll thing to avoid getting poo water.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay,
So both you and
okay.
Sprinkles are like closer.
All right, okay. Well, see, we don't know how long we're going to be in the sewers, do we? So I don't want to use up all my level 3 spells. So I'm just going to try a Melf's acid arrow on this mimic. Unless somebody tells me they're immune to acid.
Nobody's telling you nothing.
No, I'll give it a bash.
Oh, it does seem like there's some resistance to the acid arrow.
Alright.
Yeah.
And that's the effect applied.
Let me double check something on the mimic just to make sure. Yeah, as you hit this mimic with your acid arrow, you see your the little green, magical formation in an arrow shape go patooey towards the mimic valve on the wall. And it seems to kind of like sink in to the mimic as you're used to. But unlike the effect that you saw previously when you were like fighting the rocklings overnight at a camp, nothing seems to happen with this mimic. It seems to just kind of absorb the acid. And it is not shook. It is not damaged. It is not phased by the acid whatsoever.
Boo. Okie doke.
That leads us to Sprinkles.
Sprinkles hoots and comes running down.
Kind of crawls over Kai's back.
Just like, woo, woo.
They're all kind of like huddled up together.
Nice.
And she stretches out her neck and she pecks at the mimic.
Alright,
and
and
doing
then
11
she
damage. She
rears
rolled really
up
well.
and does a claw attack.
Rawr,
Oh,
hoots.
wow.
Oh yeah, she hits with a 24. Yeah, definitely the claws. She has a lot of pent-up rage from that whole shape changer Jackalware experience. And she's like, take this, mimic. And you hear her kind of grrr with joy as her beak and claws find purchase. And it strikes and slashes against the mimic's form. This kind of like weird, raggedy, valve-shaped organism with like gnashing teeth that looms before you. But Sprinkles is happy because she did some damage.
She did very well.
Yeah, good girl. And with that, we're top of the combat order. Yelena, it's your turn again.
I'm gonna snack it again.
All right, 2 short sword strikes.
Well, no.
First one's a natural 1!
Ugh.
Oh, that means, that reminds me. That means both Terel and Yelena have inspirations.
Oh, okay.
And I shall award them to you. Okay, so Yelena, you already had 2, so...
Well, no,
you're
I
not
just
getting more.
I jumped the gun. I clicked mine.
Okay,
I had
cool.
one. I did have one already.
So both of you have 2, unless Terel did likewise. So you're inspired up.
Well, I'm not doing well.
So this is how you miss both. But
Yeah.
you feel like, this thing where like, hey, I could actually use an inspiration and try again
I could, couldn't I?
on that second attack. Yeah.
Why don't we try that?
Because we do kind of have those stockpiled a little bit. All
There
right.
we go.
So with the retry, you hit with a 17. And do 4 damage, and then you do your what is that called? That deathly strikes or something?
Dreadful strike.
Dreadful strikes. And you do 4 whole psychic damage. Cha-ching! So this valve that is a mimic is starting to look pretty raggedy. And you can tell underneath it the actual valve that was in place with like the floppy pseudopodia amorphous creature that is the actual mimic superimposed on top of it. Now, there's enough damage that's been done to this mimic that you could tell where one begins and the other ends. And there's like sloppy goopiness. As that is the end of your turn, right, Elena? Do you have anything bonus to action-y that you need to do?
Don't think so.
Okay. So then the mimic proceeds to take its turn. It is going to bite. This time it's going to bite. It's going to bite at Terel because Terel did some damage as well. Or does it want to bite at Sprinkles? Hey, why don't all of you guys roll d4? Roll 1 for Sprinkles as well. Not Kai, because Kai's a little bit out of the way.
Oh well.
And whoever is
Ignore
lowest
mine.
will get nibbled on, or...
That one was for Sprinkles, that last one, yeah?
So Yelena and Sprinkles are in a tie, so you guys roll again. Rollsies. Another d4. It's gonna be Yelena. So, Yelena, you're its favorite. It's
That
gonna
must be tasty.
lash with another pseudopodia.
You're not pushing the right button.
No, I'm not talking, am I? I'm going to do protection again, so it's got disadvantage.
Okay, let me roll again.
Doesn't say that it's limited by how many times I can
think
do this. So.
it's a reaction, so it's once per round.
Right.
Okay. And here again,
There we go.
unfortunately,
Bloody hell!
the mimic is fire, unfortunately, and so with the 19 hits Yelena. And Yelena, you need to do another strength saving throw. That is enough. A 14 is enough to not be grappled, but you do take that 10 points of damage from the pseudopodia smacking you.
Ouch.
That is the mimic's turn. It is now Terel's.
Okay, I'm going to go with the attack again. God damn it! Second attack!
So natural 1 on the first attack.
Oh
And the
my
second
God.
is 11, so 2 misses.
Can I do an
Alas.
inspiration on that
You could
one?
totally use inspiration on that second attack.
Alright, let's give it a try.
And actually, since you rolled a natural 1, it's like you're not even... Well, yeah, you guess you are, because you were full up, right? But a dirty 20, you hit.
Phew, I'm going to do a smite. Hang on. I'm going to do... What am I going to do? You know what? No, I'm not. Keep him. Okay. I'm just going to hit it. Okay, and that is me done.
Okay. So you did 8 damage.
I will shout to Kai, don't use acid!
Wait a sec. Wait, you did a smite, right?
No, I changed my mind. I decided not to.
Okay, so you did 8 damage
Mm-hmm.
with your forceful longsword, and now it is Kai.
Mm,
Kai, your Mills acid arrow poofs
yeah.
off again, and it's just like this little fizzle. It's the saddest. It's the saddest little acid burst ever. It's just like this little like poof, woo.
Yeah.
Very underwhelming, and you're so
Yeah.
disappointed.
Mm.
But you've learned something today.
I have. Yeah. Don't do acid on mimics. So I'm gonna try fireball because I don't want to use all my big spells because who knows what we're gonna come up against.
Firebolt, it's tried
know.
and true. It's a golden oldie. And you're level 5 now, so it does double damage.
And
But an 11 does miss. So you shoot
But
wide
I
and
do have
Oh,
an
that's right.
inspiration.
You can use an inspiration to re-roll that attack.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh yeah, look at these inspirations getting some action.
Oh,
Woo! But
Oh,
hey,
I think so.
it's a 17. It hits. So roll that beautiful fire damage.
Oh,
And
nearly 10.
it's actually 2d10 because you're level
Bet.
5 now.
Oh, 2 ticks. I'll do another one then.
Yeah, so you got an upgrade when you hit level 5.
Oh, no, wrong button. Wait a
Wrong
minute.
button.
Oh, that's alright.
So yeah, 8 damage total. Which, wow, this mimic is getting a little bit frazzled. It's very raggedy. There's gaping holes in it. Sprinkles is gonna have to like swipe with uncanny skill to be able to hit what's left of this mimic. Have at it, Sprinkles.
Right. Right, well, she's going to go for the beak again. Oh, hang on. Why did I get 2 rolls then?
I don't know, that looks like advantage.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
I'm not quite sure why either. Oh, I guess
Oh, it's a pack attack.
No, because apparently, wait, I misunderstood something. That last firebolt that hit the mimic was exactly enough damage to murderize it.
Really?
So, Kai, you beat Sprinkles to the punch. You
And she
like
just finished
pew
it off.
pew pewed with your firebolt, and you just like frazzled it to a crisp.
Excellent.
Sprinkles was just overly excited and decided to have a last-minute maul.
And like, yeah, Sprinkles was all like posed and ready to go. She had her claws up. She had her beak ready. And suddenly there's this moment where like the last little bit of this mimic kind of frazzles to the crisp. The cleansing power of fire. And there's just like this valve left behind, gleaming and fresh and new and clean because cleansing power of fire. And she attacks it. But like there's just the valve left. So it makes this little like clang sound as her beak hits metal. And you
Aw.
see her kind of like deflate. She's like, aw, nuts. She wanted to munch it. But no, you're victorious. Mimic.
Yay!
Deceased.
Yay.
And as the mimic becomes nothing but ash flittering down into the muck on the stones of this sewer hallway, that is where we're going to end this session. Except for the thing where, to the east, where Yelena had already established she feels like something has passed that way recently, that she was hearing like sounds or something. You hear the sound of a scream, loud and true, and a clatter. And that's where we'll end the session.
Oh noes!
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow,
Not
we're, like,
awesome
actually,
for whoever's in the east, like, but
we're actually on time and stuff. That's amazing.
Oh. Hang on, I'm finishing my notes.
Oh, my phone's telling me I have an upcoming event. I'm supposed to be playing D&D right now.
Shocking.
What? So for that, I don't really have any complaints about the session except for maybe the massive number of natural 20s that you guys rolled.
I particularly like
But,
the
you
number
know,
of 20s that we rolled.
I've committed to the bit, and so part of that's on me for continuing to eat the moonshine cherries. And I guess the other thing is, it's my fault for mentioning the sewer thing so early. I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna skip ahead and they're gonna run immediately to like save her. Oh,
did
you
you
know,
was
I
it
think
not
I'm a little
intended?
bit bummed that you immediately thought she was in danger or something.
You said there was a monster in the sewers, of course.
Yeah, but like she's been unreasonably competent thus far.
Yeah, well, that's true.
She had
I
a
thought
wit.
I'd established some level of confidence, so maybe like you would like investigate some other stuff. But hey, that's okay. I planned for contingencies.
Good.
We can do the other stuff after next time.
There'll be other stuff. I don't know. I just thought I had in my head that, you know, you thought she like totally had a handle on things. But she had a vulnerable moment just beforehand. So I feel like that maybe
And whiskeys.
and all the whiskeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that probably persuaded you. one way or the other.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of which,
we're off to get some whiskey.
oh,
to get some whiskey.
Yay, whiskeys!
Yay!
Okay, so thorns and roses from anybody else. Well, my other thorn is I can't figure out what's wrong with Kim's why her part of the UI isn't working.
Alas.
It's like you're not normal.
Yeah, I'm hoping my thorn is that this PC doesn't die on me.
It's like it's not recognizing your Discord ID. And I've double checked it, and it's like just not picking it up. I don't know what the deal is. So that's something. I don't know what we'll do about that. But maybe it'll magically fix itself because it's some kind of change that Discord did on their side since the last time we played that ruined the code for the UI overlay. And apparently is only affecting Kim now.
Or just because, unless it's because she was the last one to join the chat.
Maybe.
I hope not. But maybe I can Google Foo some more information about what's maybe changed, because I was just slapping in a new version of CSS to try to fix the completely broken overlay like an hour before the stream. So
Okay.
So maybe I'll find more information by the next time we play. Any more roses and thorns?
I don't think I've got any thorns.
My thorn is I knew mimics.
Did you?
Immune to acid, and I knew it. You just got that thought in your head.
I think that's a rose on my part because you didn't metagame it. You were a proper role player right there.
Like when talking to Lady Belliphauna earlier.
Yeah, using all
what
of
the
your,
fuck?
using all of your
I think that was pretty decent. I think that was all right. That tough love. That is. Get on with it.
And that's fair. That is totally fair.
Yeah, but it worked.
Nice.
Thanks for my role.
Yeah, nice balance of story and combat. So
yeah, I'm glad that we actually had like you guys asking questions, but we actually got to some combats.
Even though the first one don't really count because it was just Kai.
It was so fast.
That was pretty awesome, that, wasn't it?
But I mean,
that was definitely Rose.
I knew I was playing with fire when I threw a bunch of giant rats at you. So
yeah,
I mean, that's first combat stuff right there. So I knew it wasn't going to be a challenge. I didn't realize it was going to be so little of a challenge, but I knew it wasn't going to be a challenge.
Pretty cool. Yeah, but it was good. Very good session.
Yeah.
Kim, anything?
No, just my concern about my PC. So I'm off. Other than that, yeah.
Other than prayers for Kim's PC.
Exactly. Well, I've got my work Mac. I guess I can install it on my work.
But you
computer,
hate to do that. You hate to use your work whatever for play stuff.
Exactly.
It's like always this like murky line. So the next time we play, I have down theoretically is February 18th. Is the third Saturday.
Yep, we've got no on that week.
As far as I know, it should be good.
Okay. And then we'll be doing the beginner box on February 5th, which is Sunday. Okay. February 5th at, God, what time? 2:15. So it's going to be shorter time period. It's going to be like half of what we play this session.
So,
like 2:15 to 4.
2:50. What are you, 5 hours behind?
Yeah. Though I think that might actually be, if not that time, but like the next time we play after that would be like a switch over for daylight savings time. So it might get weird one of the times we do that Pathfinder beginner box. But yeah, we're playing Pathfinder beginner box starting in February to just kind of prepare for these uncertain times.
Uncertain times.
So that just in case Dungeons and Dragons disappears off of Fantasy Grounds overnight for whatever reason, we actually know how to play some other game. Or at least some bare facsimile of some other game.
Yeah, you need to send the options for the Path Gen, the Gen sheet.
Yeah.
So I'm not playing a goody two shoes this time. I want to be somewhat bad.
Yeah, I'll send the I've got like a bunch of the what they provide is first level pre-gen characters in various classes. And I'll just add even to like our D&D whatever chat and like post a link in there once I have them uploaded. I think that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think that's
Yep.
everything.
All right.
All right then.
Because we
Thank
have
you.
the date for next time. We've done Roses and Thorns. Everybody's alive. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in pretty good shape.
Have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy your whiskey. I'm drinking nothing else but water for the rest of the day. Must hydrate. And for any like 1.2 people who have tuned in and joined us, thank you for joining
All right then,
us.
guys.
Bye.
See ya. Yeah,
Bye.
Bye-bye.